from one tough-talking New Yorker, a question to another tough-talking New Yorker.
This is Ernie Nardi from Dyker Heights in Brooklyn, New York, with a question for the ex-mayor Giuliani. Under your administration, as well as others, New York City was operated as a sanctuary city, aiding and abetting illegal aliens. I would like to know, if you become president of the United States, will you continue to aid and abet the flight of illegal aliens into this country?
Mayor Giuliani?
Ernie, that was a very good question. And the reality is that New York City was not a sanctuary city. No single illegal immigrant that New York City could find that either committed a crime or was suspected of a crime. That was in the executive order originally done by Ed Koch, continued by David Dinkins, and then done by me. The reason for the confusion is there were 3 areas in which New York City made an exception. New York City allowed the children of illegal immigrants to go to school. If we didn't allow the children of illegal immigrants to go to school, we would have had 70,000 children on the streets at a time in which New York City was going through a massive crime wave, averaging 2,000 murders a year, 10,000 felonies a week. The other 2 exceptions related to care, emergency care in the hospital, and being able to report crimes. If we didn't allow illegals to report crimes, a lot of criminals would have gone free because they're the ones who had the information. But most important point is we reported thousands and thousands and thousands of names of illegal immigrants who committed crimes to the Immigration Service. They did not deport them. And what we did, the policies that we had, were necessary because the federal policies weren't working. The federal policies weren't working, stopping people coming in to the United States. If I were president of the United States, I could do something about that by deploying a fence, by deploying a virtual fence, by having a border stat system like my ComStat system that brought down crime in New York, and just stopping people from coming in, and then having a tamper-proof ID card.
Governor Romney, was New York a sanctuary city?
Absolutely. It called itself a sanctuary city, and as a matter of fact, when the Welfare Reform Act that President Clinton brought forward said that they were going to end the sanctuary policy of New York City, the mayor actually brought a suit to maintain its sanctuary city status. And the idea that they reported any illegal alien that committed a crime, how about the fact that people who are here illegally are violating the law? They didn't report everybody they found that was here illegally. And this just happens to be a difference between Mayor Giuliani and myself and probably others on the stage as well, which is we're going to have to recognize in this country that we welcome people here legally. But the mayor said, and I quote almost verbatim, which is if you happen to be in this country in an undocumented status, and that means you're here illegally, then we welcome you here. We want you here. We'll protect you here. That's the wrong attitude. Instead, we should say, if you're here illegally, you should not be here. We're not going to give you benefits other than those required by the law, like health care and education. And that's the course we're going to have to pursue.
It's unfortunate, but Mitt generally criticizes people in a situation in which he's had far the worst record. For example, in his case, there were 6 sanctuary cities. He did nothing about them. There was even a sanctuary mansion. At his own home, illegal immigrants were being employed, not being turned in to anybody or by anyone. And then when he deputized the police, he did it 2 weeks before he was going to leave office. And they never seemed to even catch the illegal immigrants who were working at his mansion. So I would say he had sanctuary mansion, not just sanctuary city.
All right. I got to allow Governor Romney just to respond, and then we'll move on.
Mayor, you know better than that.
No,
Yeah, okay, then listen. All right, then listen. First of all,
you did have illegal immigrants working at your mansion, didn't you?
No, I did not. So let's just talk about that. Are you suggesting, Mr. Mayor, because I think it's really kind of offensive, actually, to suggest, to say, look, you know what? If you're a homeowner and you hire a company to come provide a service at your home, paint the home, put on the roof, if you hear someone that's working out there, not that you've employed, but that the company has, if you hear someone with a funny accent, you as a homeowner are supposed to go out there and say, I want to see your papers. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, what I'm suggesting is, if you are going to, if you're going to take,
let him respond, and we got to move on.
If you're going to take this holier-than-thou attitude, that your whole approach to immigration was so
holier than thou, Mayor.
You're going to take this holier than thou attitude that you were perfect on immigration.
I'm not perfect.
It just so happens you have a special immigration problem that nobody else here has. You were employing illegal immigrants.
You know,
that is a pretty serious thing. They were under your nose. And
I asked the mayor again, are you suggesting, Mayor, that if you have a company that you hired to provide a service,
let us jump in here,
that you now are responsible for going out and checking the employees of that company, particularly those that might look different or don't have an accent like yours, and ask for their papers? I don't think that's America, number one. Number two,
we gotta move on.
Let me tell you what I did as governor. I said no to driver's licenses for illegals. I said, number two, we're going to make sure that those that come here don't get a tuition break in our schools, which I disagree with other folks on that one. Number three, I applied to have our state police enforce the immigration laws in May, 7 months before I was out of office. It took the federal government a long time to get the approvals, and we enforced the law, and Massachusetts is not a sanctuary state, and the policies of the mayor of pursuing a sanctuary nation or pursuing a sanctuary city are frankly wrong.
We've got a number of questions from our viewers on this topic, so we have a lot more to talk about on this. You will have another chance to respond.
It's really hard. It's really hard to have employer sanctions.
All right.
It's really hard to have employer sanctions.
Let's play this next video from the same topic.